You're a woman in your 20s or 30s and you're feeling behind in life and been feeling pressure and the pull of a biological clock. Let me share some facts with you.
Women, are you scared of your biological clocking that you might not have children? Is that fear you fear that if you don't freeze your egg, if you don't have your kids now, you might not have kids when you're old? Or are you child free like myself? Hey beautiful people, how you are doing today? It's your girl Destiny here and welcome to my channel. How you are doing? Hope you guys are doing great. So today's video, we want to talk about the timeline and pressure of having kids, especially by women, and talking about how a lot of women are being pressurized to have kids a certain age and time and all that, and how it's society's fear is fear mongering for you not to have kids. So in this video, we're going to hear women speak on the pressure of having kids and what they think about it and what it is. So if you're someone that wants kids or you're someone that don't want kids, please let me know down in the comment section, why don't you want kids and why don't you feel pressurized? And if you want kids, are you pressurized? And what is your own timeline for having kids? So in this video, we're going to hear other women talk about the pressure to have kids at a certain age and time. And then I'm going to come and share my story, okay? Because I love that. I feel like some of you guys are kind of messing it up. So I'm going to clearly on certain things when I do videos like this, because some people think that I have kids. Some people think that going child free was not by choice. It was because I can't get pregnant. Some people, like, I'm going to clear all the air in this video and share my own story because I'm child free by choice and I love it. Anyway, guys, let's go hear what these women have to say and then we'll come back and talk more.
You're a woman in your 20s or 30s and you're feeling behind in life and been feeling pressure and the pull of a biological clock. Let me share some facts with you. Your fertility starts to decrease only 1% every year after the age of 35. It does not fall off a cliff like a lot of people would like you to believe, i.e. the fertility industry and the overall status quo in America. A study in 2004 found that 82% of women aged 34 to 39 conceived naturally within a year, compared to 86% of women aged 27 to 34. So that's hardly a cliff. But they exaggerate the term of what a cliff is because they want to profit off of your fear. There are plenty of married women in their 40s and later who have perfectly healthy babies. They don't focus on those married women having babies because they're trying to get single women to feel insecure about not being in marriages and having kids. Also, studies have shown, including from the CDC, that advanced maternal age in mothers drastically improves the life of both the mother and the child. Because not only do you have access to more resources, but women are more patient, more self-actualized, more time to think about what type of parent they want to be. And the children fare much better academically, socially, and score higher just in overall happiness. Additionally, something that they don't tell you is that advanced maternal age is also linked to the parent living a longer life because they take care of themselves better in order to be there for their children. And yes, fertility accelerates more than 1% a year after you hit 40, but the data still is looking good for older moms. So please, you have enough time. Take your time. Enjoy your life. Find a partner that is a real partner and stop making permanent decisions for your life out of a fear mindset, because that's how people end up miserable. I just did a full comprehensive video with all of the data about this topic on my channel right here. Okay, bye.
You think about the need and pressure to have children. I don't succumb to that at all. It's so silly because people are not having kids for one of three reasons. They don't want them, they're not ready yet, or they're trying and they just haven't succeeded. None of these reasons are something you should feel pressured for because they're all valid. And all of that pressure just comes from societal programming. If you are content and comfortable with where you are, that is all that matters. And part of your work is to not allow other people or societal standards to cloud your judgment. I say it all the time, but this is your life. Your happiness is what matters in your life. And one more thing I will say for comfort and peace of mind for anyone who does want kids but just isn't ready yet and they're feeling pressured with the time thing, my mother had me at the age of 40. You have time. And I will also add that there are benefits to waiting to have kids. Typically, people are more financially stable, they're more mentally and emotionally stable, and all of that trickles down onto the kid. So there's a lot of perks and benefits for yourself and for the child. The pressure is a bunch of BS.
I say this all the time too, that if most people knew the weight of their journey and how it has affected them, they probably wouldn't have kids either, because they would know that they needed themselves more than society's approval of having children and say, I checked the box and did something that I really wasn't prepared for. So I lived my life as an anxious mother, and I didn't realize I was anxious until I got kids.
It is okay to not want to have kids or to not want to get married. I wish society would stop pressuring people to want to do those things. Like, kids, you know, people nowadays be like, oh, you know, I may not want to get married, or I really don't want any kids. And people are, oh, you gonna want to change your mind, and this and that. Or they make it seem like that's your life. Like, because to them, kids and marriage is life, but to you, that may not be. You know, you may just want to travel. You may just want to be really successful in your career, maybe date around, whatever the case is. Don't let people pressure you into having kids, especially when a lot of people nowadays can't even have kids. So you want to be in their face talking about, when are you gonna have a baby? When are you gonna how do you know they can? You don't know what people are going through, you know what I'm saying? So like, be kind, mind your business. Honestly, just mind your business. Not everybody wants to get married, and not everybody wants to have kids. Some people just want to live their life as they should. So
Women should have baby for themselves and not for men. Before I explain, my name is Veroni Anderson, and I help women attract healthy relationship. So what I mean when I say women should have babies for themselves and not for a man, that mean a woman should know within herself that she is ready financially, emotionally, and intellectually to have a baby. She should not let anyone press her, encourage her, or force her to have a baby. One, when a woman chooses to have a baby for herself, she will know that she's having it for herself, and that a baby can never keep a man in a relationship. When a woman chooses to have a baby for herself, she won't later say, hey, I got pregnant for you, and now you leave me here to be a single mother. When a woman chooses to have a baby for herself and not for her man, she won't later say, I carried this baby for 9 months, and now I am here raising the baby by myself. When a woman chooses to have a baby for herself and not for a man, she won't end up with single woman wounds. She won't be regretting to be a single mom. She, right, will not resent her child because the father is not there. And yes, there's a lot of women who resent their child because the father is not there. When a woman chooses to have a baby for herself, right, she is going to be financially, emotionally, and intellectually prepared to take care of that child. When a woman chooses a baby for herself, she is going to listen to her own biological clock, right? And so she's not going to sit there and wait for a man, right, to decide if they are going to have a child, and then she'll wait, and she will be 56 and she can't have any child, and she will regret that she didn't have the baby by herself. When a woman chooses to have a baby for herself, she takes the power back, right? She don't give her power away. And I know somebody's going to say, I am encouraging women to be baby mom. No, I am not. I am just encouraging you to have your baby based on your needs emotionally and financially, because anything can happen and you are not going to prepare to take care of the baby. So make sure that you are ready to have the baby, and not because the man is ready. So you should have baby for you and not because of a man. Make sure to like and follow for more. And if you do choose to be a single mom, that is still okay.
It's fine.
All right? Because even if you don't choose, a lot of women still end up to be a single mother, and they are not prepared. So make sure, ladies, you have baby for you and not because of a man. Bye now.
100%.
They're trying to get single women to feel insecure about not being in marriages and having kids.
Absolutely. And I think what's going on here is that society knows that the older a woman gets, the more self-actualized we become, the more confident we are, the more we know what we want and what we don't want, the more that we achieve in our lives, the more community we build, and the harder it will be for us to want to make that choice to give up some or all of those things in order to become a mother. Now, for context, I'm 30 years old. I feel like I am really in that age where people are making these choices. And again, there's nothing wrong with being a wife or a mother, right? That's not what we're talking about here. But I think as a hypnotherapist, especially, what I'm most concerned about with this is that it can be very difficult to kind of parse out what it is that you want versus what it is that you've been told you want if you never really sit with it and consider. And I think the pressure is so strong. Like, and I'm not even saying this in like a people are intentionally doing this. Like, maybe some people are, but I think more often than not, it's just like the wave, like the tide of people's lives. Like, okay, all of a sudden you're going to more weddings, now you're going to baby showers, now you're going to housewarmings. Like, you get kind of pulled along in this current. And if you are choosing to swim in a different direction than where the current is wanting to take you, it's going to take a little bit more effort, right? And so that's why I always go back to the why of what you want, because it's fine to want to be a mom, right? It's fine to want to be a wife. It's fine to want to be a CEO. Like, whatever you want is completely fine. Everything is neutral. But what's really important is that you understand the why behind what you're doing. And I will say this loud and clear because I just don't think we need to continue going into this same cycle if we don't actually want to do it. Like, I think we actually do have a lot of agency. We just need to be reminded that we can make a different choice.
True.
Never feel rushed to have children. A lot of people feel rushed to have children, to start families, but never feel that way. I don't care how old you are. I don't care where you're at in your life. Do not feel rushed to have children. This is something that I know people struggle with. I myself have struggled with that, and I felt rushed to have children. And I think social media and like our peers have something to do with that as well. When we're on social media, we see these cute babies. We see people that we know starting families, posting their kids, posting their families. We get to a certain age, so we kind of feel like we need to hurry up and have a child before 30. That's like a thing. We go to events when, like, you know, I know y'all know how it is when you're at an event and you're the person with no kids. Like, you have that freedom, but like at events now with people that are our peers or like have children, it ends up being a lot of children like at events nowadays. And it's always like, why does everybody have their kids with them? Like, I'm trying to turn up, you know? I know y'all know how that is. But never feel rushed to have children. Having children and starting my own family is personally like one of the things I really want to do. Like, I really, really want children. I have this dream that I'm gonna have this son first, and he's just gonna be so cute and handsome, and he gonna be everything. He gonna be so smart. Like, I have baby names picked out, everything. Like, that's like my dream. I really, really want kids. And me personally, I felt rushed because, like I mentioned, like your peers, they post their children, like people around you, like everybody just seems to have kids when you get a certain age. I'm 27. Another thing is that like having children before 30 is like a thing that people want to reach. And me being closer to 30 is like, oh, I gotta hurry up. And then of course getting baby fever, seeing all the children on like Instagram and social media, TikTok, like everywhere that just looks so cute. And also, you know, with the loss of my mother, like her not being here, like it kind of made me sad that I didn't have children, like, you know, before she left. So losses can make you want to hurry up and have a child as well. But these are the things that you should think about before you have a child. So that'll make you realize that, like, you don't need to rush anything. A lot of these people that have children did not have them with the right people. They got crazy baby mamas, crazy baby daddies, etc. They got broke baby daddies, they got broke baby mamas, etc. A lot of these people be struggling until tax season comes around. It's excuse my cough, I'm sick, but that is one of the things I've noticed. Like they be balling around tax season, but prior to that, they be asking everybody for help. Some people, not everybody. And nowadays what I'm noticing is I feel like a lot of people feel like kids are like toys, or like they're like Pokemon cards that you gotta collect. Like they're collectibles. Like people think it's like a joke, like having kids. Like a lot of people will just like, I've seen people just pop them out like back to back, like with multiple people, as if it's like a toy. Like it's a little, like it's more than that. You actually have to raise these children. That's another thing. These aren't just like things you could get rid of. It's not a dog that you could just take to the pound or like sell, like, and you shouldn't even want to do that to a child. It's not a toy. You actually have to raise these things. Like, they look cute at first. They're babies. Oh, baby fever, blah, blah, blah. But eventually they become like toddlers. They become children. They become teenagers. They become adults. Like, you have to raise these things. They are not toys, so don't rush it. And your age should have nothing to do with it. Like, you shouldn't want to rush to have a child before 30. Like, I get it. Like, we want to have our children, like, while we're still, like, super young and everything. But look at all the people that are flourishing with children later on in life. Like Rihanna. She didn't rush to have children. And she's in her 30s. She's a billionaire. She reached a bunch of milestones. Like, then she had her children, and her children are well taken care of. I know that for a fact because she's a billionaire. If anything, I know me personally, like, after losing my mom, I just really felt like I needed something to take care of. And that was part of my, like, frustration for not having children yet. But I got a dog. And it's cliche to say, but if you really want kids right now, you have baby fever, get a dog that is perfect practice. Because this dog is a lot of work and he's bad. I suggest a Frenchie because they come with a lot. So get a dog first. It's practice and it works. And another thing, when you have children, you can't just get up and go anymore. Like, you have to figure out who's going to watch them. Like, if you could take them to where you got to go. Like, you can't just get up and do whatever you want every day anymore. You have to figure out where that child's going to go. So don't rush it. I know age and watching our peers could kind of make us feel like we need to hurry up and do things, but don't ever feel like that. If you don't have children yet, listen, you are still a baddie out here. You don't need no kids yet. And when you do, you're going to be a great mom. You're going to be prepared, everything. You might not be that baddie anymore after them children. So embrace it now. Bodies is going to change. Titties is going to drop to the floor. They probably will. I don't know. But hey, listen, embrace your singleness, your baddie era, your no kids era now. Trust me, the people that have these children, they be wanting to be us. So don't rush the kids. They will come at the right time. But one thing my mom always said, don't wait for the perfect time for children because then you'll never have them. So just go with the flow. The right time will be the right time. But don't rush it just because of what you see and your age. It doesn't matter.
Please go down in the comment section, share your thought. Let me know down in the comment section, do you have kids? Are you child free? What are your thoughts on this conversation? Go ahead and share your thoughts, your story down in the comment section. But as always, please be respectful. You're on this channel. We're allowed to disagree, but we do it in a very respectful way. So go ahead, feel free and share your thoughts. Okay. So, like, you guys know, like, I am child free. I'm 40 years old and I'm child free by choice, because some people usually miss me saying I'm child free by choice to, oh, you're child free by circumstances. Yes, at my early 30s, in my 30s, early stage of my marriage, I wanted to get pregnant. I was pregnant a couple of times. I had miscarriage. I think I'm going to clear it now in this video, because a couple of times I think some people kind of miss it up. Some people think that, oh, I have children. Some people think that, oh, it's because she could not get pregnant, that's why she's child free. It's because she could not have a child, that's why she's child free. No. I'm going to clear out the head today and give you guys my thought. Like I said, I'm 40. I'm child free by choice. Okay, and loving it. First off, I don't have any kids. I have a lot of children around me. I'm a mom to a lot of children, but they are not my biological kids. That's one. Secondly, yes, I wanted kids earlier on in my life, the way every woman, every married woman just got married, the way naturally that's how we're raised to want kids. But deep down inside me, I've always questioned having kids. But because of the way I was raised, society, it was something that I could not comprehend. Like, why don't I want kids? Like, it's not something that I could really, like, collect my thought on that before now. Okay? So get that. have I been pregnant? I've been pregnant multiple times. I had multiple miscarriages, stillbirth. So I can speak on that because I have experienced that. What made me to get to that point where now I am speaking as a child-free woman by choice? This is it. Like I said, I've said this story a couple of times before. I got to a point where I knew I was mentally, I was not there. I knew I needed help. I understood that as much as I was happy, I was not happy. I understood that I was not living my authentic self. I understood that there was an underlying something that was eating me up. And I'm going to give it shout out to my last pregnancy that I had 2022. It was a stillbirth. So I was pregnant 2021 to 2022. That pregnancy really like clock it for me like you don't want this. You don't want this. This is not what you want. And maybe this is even God just trying to really tell me. So I after that stillbirth, it was just like a revelation like, why am I doing this to myself? Why do I keep pushing on for this? Where deep down inside of me is not something I really, really wanted. Like, I'm fine without not having kids. I know how to be an amazing mom, but I know deep down, like, I've always questioned kids financially, mentally, the way the society is. Like, no. So when it happened, I just became very honest with myself. And then I was already in therapy. I just got to that place where I was not honest with myself and I was ready to say it out loud for everybody, including my husband, my family, to hear it loud and clear. I don't want kids. And if I ever even want kids, I'm going to do it on my own terms and condition. I'm going to be very, very intentional about it. It's going to be something I want, not because it's been expected of me to have it as a married woman or being expected for me to have it because I am getting older or expected to have it because of my husband. So at that point in time, I was already on that journey where I was unpacking a lot of things that were being taught. I was unpacking about living my life for me, being the main character in my life. I was unpacking a whole lot of things, and that made me to be in that place where I am speaking up and I'm encouraging a lot of women to choose themselves and do it for them. And that's why I make videos that I make like this, like that. Honestly, that's why, because when I was struggling those thoughts in my head, I could not verbalize it because around me it was something that I never heard people talk about. It was like even till now people barely even talk about it in my culture, in my country, in my environment. It's something even when I talk about it, people look at me like shoo 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 shoo. Don't talk about it. So for me personally, I don't have anything about against having children. Like my sisters, they will tell you, my people in my life, they'll tell you that I'm an amazing mom. I'm a fantastic mother. I'm the first daughter. I have raised kids. Like my last girl, I call her my last girl. My mom last daughter, I raised her. My mom last son, I raised her. And seeing more like their second mother. So I have raised kids and I know what it is. I know what it takes mentally, physically, spiritually, financially to raise kids. But I have chosen not to have it. So I know I'm an amazing mom. My family will tell you that I'm a mother figure in among my family, my nieces, my nephew, my friends' children. I'm a mother figure, and that's it. And a lot of time as women, we're being programmed and we're being registered that we need to have kids for us to be a mother. And for me, I don't think so. I personally, I'm really loving my life without no kids. And every day I just keep thanking God, like, thank God I didn't have kids. And it's so amazing that after a while, my family, friends, they've come around and they've come to accept that I don't want kids. And I love the time, I would say I have been through that turbulence of having kids and I really know what it attains. And like the other sister was talking about, I'm not telling anybody not to have kids or come on the same journey that I'm on. But it means that if you want to have kids as a woman, do it for you, do it intentionally, do it because that's something you want. A lot of time, a lot of women are being pressurized with timeline to have kids. A lot of women are being pressurized with obligations because now you're married, have kids. And that's why I'm trying to break the norms. I'm trying to break down norms of people. Oh, no, no. I'm married. I'm a married woman and I don't want kids. My husband knows, my husband people know. And I'm from Nigeria. And you guys know, like, the African parents, they don't play when you are we going to marry you and you're saying boldly with your full chest that you don't want kids. That's what I'm doing. I'm saying it. And I'm letting them know I'm in a marriage because I want to know. I want to be in the marriage, not because I need to be in the marriage. And this is why I'm being very intentional with my life. I try to get my own bag, make your own money, women, so you can control your own timeline. And the truth is that when you ask yourself those questions that, well, why do you want kids? Sometimes it's just really like make you go into that thought. Because ask yourself, why do you really want kids? Is it because of timeline? You feel like you're growing old, you might not want kids, or you're looking for that unconditional love? And why are you looking for unconditional love? Is it that you don't love yourself and you're looking for someone that is going to love you despite what? Or because you cannot find love outside yourself? So you're looking that having a child is going to do that, or you're scared of being old and you'll be alone and nobody will look after you, or you're doing it for society. Like, why do you want kids? People have kids for different reasons, but ask yourself, why do you have kids? And if that reason is valid to you, is a tailor, there's no right or wrong answer to it, but ask yourself, is it a valid reason for you to give away your life? Because whether you like it or not, you're giving away your life. And the way society has addressed this thing, society has made it like just paint it with so much color, make it look so beautiful and all that. And I'm not saying like having a child can be a beautiful thing, but also it can be, that is also something that can stress your life out, and it will change your life and the dynamic of your life the best and the worst way you can imagine. So ask yourself, are you ready for those changes? A lot of the time, women go into it without realizing how much their life is going to change. And whether we like it or not, as women, our life changed the most than a man. Even though you're in a relationship, you're in a marriage, that both of you are very hands-on, your life changed drastically. As a woman, your body changed drastically, your timeline changed drastically. So ask yourself, is that something you really want to put up? I personally, I love the freedom that comes from I can just up and go and I don't have to look. Yes, I have a dog, but it's a dog owned by me and my husband. So we own the dog together. So it's a shared responsibility for us. But I like that freedom where I can just up and go. I like that quietness, that peace I have. I love it. And the honest truth is that I'm not going to trade that for anything. I am not going to trade that. And if I choose later, which it is rare that I want to have a child, is because that I know I'm going to raise a beautiful queen that's going to follow my path. Like, because I feel like there are less women in my society that will raise women the way I will raise women. I don't know if I'm making sense. That's the only 1% reason that I might. But I have a lot of nieces and nephews that, especially the nieces that, yeah, they're right on. I'm hands on with them. They're like my kids and all that. So yeah, ladies, don't allow anybody to pressurize you and tell you your age is clocking and all that. I am 40 and I'm telling you I don't want kids and I'm living my best life. And a lot of time people don't talk about the strain that comes with it. It comes with a lot of strain. And I don't have to go through it. I have friends, I have sisters, I have brothers that have kids, and I know the strain that comes with it. And like I said, I've raised kids, so I know what it comes with it. I don't have to go through that. Even my mom, she's watching this. My mom, she 100% coming from an African parent. She's 100% with me on board. And now she just looked at me, and sometimes when we talk, she just look at me and like, I wish I was this bold like you are now, living in your truth and being honest about it. She's even referring people to me to tell them not to have kids. Yeah. So yeah, do it at your own timeline. People are going to talk whatever way, but do what makes you feel happy from the inside. And I will tell you, since I became very in tune with myself and being intentional with my life and do things for me, it's a different ball game. The inner peace and joy I have inside me is something that I've never experienced my entire life. And that's what comes with when you living life for you, not because you are living on a timeline provided by society, especially as a woman. No. Anyway, guys, please go down in the comment section. Share your thoughts. Love to know what you think about this conversation down in the comment section. But as always, keep it respectful. Share this video with somebody that you want to be part of the conversation, because that's what we do here. We have banging conversations. So go on and share this video. Don't forget to give this video a thumbs up, smash the like button, because this helps YouTube to push out my content for more people to see, and that'll be you supporting this channel and this girl here. So go on and do that. Subscribe if you haven't, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Deuces.